everyone, it's John with Seattle Coffee Gear. Today we're taking a look at the Lelit William grinder and the Lelit Victoria espresso machine, which despite their very British sounding names are both made in Italy. Let's jump in and talk about the design of these two products. They carry Lelit's design language they're using across their whole lineup with these rounded edges on both, almost matte finish stainless steel. To talk about the Victoria a little bit more, it's an interesting shape for an espresso machine. This could be a good thing or a bad thing because while it is very narrow at about 8.5 inches wide and only about 10 inches deep, it's still fairly tall at 15 inches tall. If you have cabinets overhead, you'll want to think about how you'll access the back water reservoir for refilling it because it will be a little bit tricky to refill that without actually removing the reservoir. Another note of the design on the Victoria is the large buttons on the face of the machine. You have 3 buttons. You get one for brewing espresso, one for steam and changing the machine into that steam mode, and then finally you have a button to dispense hot water. It's simple but very tactile and fairly easy to use. To talk about the William grinder a little bit, it has almost a retro or old school look to it. You get a large grind adjustment knob right on the top here, your power switch is on the side, and then you have their crisp circular LCD display on the front of the grinder. A nice touch is the small bump button or a little pulse button that could top off your grind if you're a little bit short. The hopper up here has a nice metal lid to it. It's not removable, so it would be tricky to single dose with this grinder. And then just a last comment on these, they are very industrial looking, almost like brutalist design, so it might not fit every home. If you have a more modern home, it could certainly fit that. If you're leaning into that farmhouse style, might not be the best look for you. If these machines aren't your style, you could definitely look at some of the options from, say, Rocket Espresso, or for grinders, maybe Eureka or Barazza. There are plenty of options and we'll have some links in the description of this video. Now that we've covered some design, let's talk about the features, starting with the Victoria. This is a single boiler machine with a built-in PID, and that's what sets this machine apart. If you're an espresso enthusiast and you don't do a lot of milk-based drinks, this could be a strong contender for your next machine. The PID controller here gives you options for adjusting your brew temp for espresso as well as the temperature for producing steam. So you have lots of adjustability. You also get control over pre-brewing, where the machine will turn the pump on for a little while and then turn the pump off and then back on. It's not my favorite style of pre-infusion or pre-brewing, but it is nice to have that option. The gauge also gives you helpful info, almost like a loading bar whenever it's coming up to temperature. It'll do that when you're going up to temperature for brewing from a cold start, or when you're going from brewing to steaming. Also when you're going from steaming back to brewing, because this machine has an auto purge feature whenever you go from steaming to brewing. It's almost like a cross between a Rancilio Silvia, where it has that boiler in there, but has some of the user friendliness of a Breville with the auto purging to get back down to temperature. Another thing I like about the Victoria is the exceptionally large drip tray for a machine of this size. It extends almost all the way to the back of the machine, meaning that you can go a couple days without having to empty that if you want to. It's certainly important to clean it regularly, but it's nice to know that you're not going to overflow and spill all over your countertop. The steam wand of this machine is not insulated, but you do get a rubber grip to help move the steam wand around. Just be careful when you're frothing milk because it does get hot. Let's talk about the William grinder. I mentioned earlier that the hopper is not removable, which would make it a bit tricky for single dosing. You're definitely just loading your coffee in this hopper and running it till you're out of beans. The portafilter fork is pretty usable. I was able to grind hands-free with it. Some of the programming of this does take getting used to, because you have to tap the minus button to get into the programming menu, and then that's also what you're scrolling through with, and then you're using the plus and minus to change settings, so it might be a bit tricky to get set up, but once you're familiar with how to program these, it is fairly intuitive. Speaking of intuitive, to get a single or a double shot, you either tap the grind button once or tap it twice, and that'll change it from single to a double shot because you have two different time options for grinding. I already called out the pulse button, so if you're a little bit short, you need a little bit extra coffee, you can tap the pulse button on the top of the grinder and it'll just give you a tiny bump more grounds to hit your target weight. I think that's a handy feature and I wish more grinders had it. The William also has 64mm burrs, which help get you an impressive grind time of about 6 to 7 seconds for an 18 to 20 gram dose. That's impressive for a grinder at this price range. Before we wrap up the video with making coffee, let's talk about the pros and cons with each. Starting with the Victoria, I already mentioned the large drip tray. That's normally a negative on a small machine, but they really went above and beyond with the size of the drip tray here. Another pro is the auto refill of the boiler and a water level sensor. Other machines like the Sylvia don't have those features, and you can run the risk of burning out your heating element if you run out of water and the boiler is not refilled before the machine heats up. This does have some extra safeguards, which make it a little bit more user-friendly. The cons I have about the Victoria are mainly centered around some fit and finish things. When brewing, I notice that the water reservoir cover rattles a little bit, as well as the drip tray grate. It's not a huge deal because you can set a cup on the drip tray grate or set a tamper or cup on top of the water reservoir, but it's certainly something I wish was improved on at a machine at this price point. Another con of the Victoria is the programming. It takes a little bit to get used to, but once you're up to speed, it's fairly easy to work with, but it definitely took me some time to learn the machine and how to operate it. Let's talk about the pros of the William grinder. The pros I see mainly center around the usability of it. So the thoughtfulness to have that grind button be activated with the portafilter for either a single or a double shot, and also the inclusion of the bump button. Those are really nice touches. Another pro of the grinder, which isn't really advertised, is its noise level. It's not as quiet as some of the silent Eureka grinders, but it's certainly a lot quieter than the options from Baratza. The cons of the William for me really center around the design of it. It's not going to match with everyone's style or everyone's espresso machine unless you have a Lelit, as I mentioned earlier. Another con for the William is its lack of usability for single dose grinding. If you're somebody who likes the single dose, you should look at a different grinder, maybe the Eureka Oro single dose or some of the options from Baratza. Another con of the William grinder is its lack of a pause feature during grinding. If you need to settle your grounds or just run to do something else while the grinder is running, it's a bit of a bummer to have to shut the whole thing off and start from zero. Let's go ahead and make some coffee with these two. To show off the full capabilities of both, we're gonna make a little cappuccino, and because it's a single boiler machine, I'm gonna grind, distribute, and tamp before I go ahead and steam my milk. Let's go ahead and grind our coffee. We're aiming for about 17 grams of coffee here. Check our weight. Looks like we're right at 17. So I'll go ahead and distribute the grounds with a few taps and tamp. While I've been doing this, the machine has been getting into the steaming mode. We want to make sure to purge any water out of the steam wand. Most single boilers take a bit of an extra purge to get all that water out, so be sure to be thorough in this part. Now that it's in steaming mode, we can go ahead and froth the milk. Now our milk is up to temp, so we'll bring this back into brew mode with the auto purge. Now that the screen gives me the okay, we're ready to brew. There we have it, a little latte with some extra foam. I hope you enjoyed this overview of these two Lelit products. Could this pair be in your future? If so, drop us a comment down below or tell us what equipment you're considering in this same price range. Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on the Lelit lineup, and if you enjoyed this, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel so you can see when new videos are coming out, especially if you're deciding on your next espresso machine or grinder. You can also follow the link in the description to sign up for our email newsletter. We'll tell you about new products and sales, and also give you a coupon for 10% off one item, some exclusive exclusions apply to that, so be sure to chat with our team about that and also any product questions you might have. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video and watching our channel. I hope you can keep making coffee you love.